New Jersey is often affectionately known as the Little Italy of the United States due to its large population of Italian Americans and the rich cultural traditions they have cultivated over generations. But this East Coast state is more than just a hub of Italian heritage. It offers a diverse blend of nature, culture, and history. With the horse as its official state animal and the blueberry designated as its state fruit, New Jersey is a state of symbols that reflect its unique character. One of the most popular tourist attractions is the Jersey Shore, a stretch of beaches famous for its boardwalks, lively nightlife, and summer vacationers. This variety in culinary delights, entertainment, and dining establishments has earned New Jersey the title of the diner capital of the world. Historically, New Jersey has also played a pivotal role in American innovation and music. It was here that Thomas Edison developed the electric light bulb at his laboratory in Menlo Park, illuminating the world in ways previously unimaginable. And when it comes to music, New Jersey proudly claims Bruce Springsteen, the rock legend whose lyrics capture the spirit and soul of working-class America. Although it's one of the smallest states by area, New Jersey is densely populated and strategically located. It sits between two major urban centers, New York City to the northeast and Philadelphia to the southwest, making it a hub of economic and social activity. This dual identity, where urban life intertwines with scenic nature, gives New Jersey its distinctive charm. However, such complexity also brings challenges, including a significant homelessness crisis. Despite having a relatively high standard of living, New Jersey is no stranger to homelessness, which affects both metropolitan hubs like Newark and Camden and more rural areas. While some people here manage to keep a roof over their heads, others are forced to live on the streets, in public parks, or in their cars due to a shortage of shelter space. The homelessness issue is a stark reminder that even in prosperous regions, many residents face significant struggles. In January 2022, approximately 8,752 people were reported to be experiencing homelessness in New Jersey. Among them, around 11.2% were classified as unsheltered, meaning they had no access to proper housing or shelter, leaving them vulnerable to the elements. Compared to other states, New Jersey's overall homelessness rate is lower, but the issue remains pressing, especially when considering that 1,966 individuals fall into the category of chronic homelessness. Chronic homelessness refers to people who have been homeless for at least a year or have experienced multiple episodes of homelessness, often while coping with serious challenges like mental illness, substance use disorders, or physical disabilities. These vulnerable individuals face systemic obstacles that make escaping homelessness particularly difficult. Alarmingly, nearly 47% of the homeless population in the state are African Americans, underscoring how homelessness often intersects with issues of racial inequality. Many people in New Jersey face significant challenges in finding affordable housing, as rising rental prices continue to outpace wages. In fact, 1 in 4 renters spends over half of their income on rent, leaving little room for other essential expenses like food, healthcare, and transportation. For low-income residents, the lack of affordable housing subsidies further limits their options, often forcing them into homelessness when faced with sudden financial hardships or job losses. The precarious situation is worsened by the fact that many people who fall into homelessness struggle to re-enter the workforce. Without stable housing, finding or maintaining employment becomes increasingly difficult, especially with the high cost of living in the state. Though New Jersey is one of the wealthiest states in the U.S., it also grapples with severe economic inequality. Many residents live in poverty, with little opportunity for upward mobility. The situation is exacerbated by a shortage of safe spaces for individuals escaping domestic violence and the persistent effects of structural racism, which disproportionately impact marginalized communities. Like in many parts of the U.S., homelessness in New Jersey is deeply tied to issues of mental health and substance addiction. Individuals suffering from mental health disorders or drug dependencies often lack access to proper treatment and support services. As a result, they may lose their jobs, fall behind on rent, and ultimately end up without a place to live. The COVID-19 pandemic has only worsened this crisis, as job losses and economic instability pushed many people to the brink of eviction and homelessness. New Jersey's Atlantic City stands out as one of the largest gambling hubs in the United States, second only to Las Vegas. The city's transformation began in 1976, when New Jersey residents voted to legalize casino gambling in a bid to revive the local economy, which had been in decline. Over the years, Atlantic City became home to several large casinos that offered everything from slot machines to poker and blackjack, including major names like Borgata, Caesars Atlantic City, Harrah's Resort, and the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. A crucial chapter in Atlantic City's story is its association with Donald Trump, whose casino ventures once symbolized both the city's ambition and its economic fragility. Trump's casinos were initially seen as grand projects, bringing luxury and jobs to the area. However, they were also plagued by financial mismanagement, accumulating massive debts and contributing to the city's long-term economic struggles. One of Trump's first casinos in Atlantic City, Trump Plaza, opened in 1984 and was meant to showcase his success in the gambling industry. But after years of financial decline and mounting debts, reaching as high as $3.4 billion, the casino was shut down in 2014. Similarly, Trump Marina, another property within his casino empire, was sold in 2011 due to poor financial performance and $1.74 billion in outstanding debt. Perhaps the most ambitious of Trump's projects was the Trump Taj Mahal, which opened in 1990. Billed as the eighth wonder of the world because of its sheer size and opulence, the casino faced enormous debt from the outset. Over the years, the Taj Mahal went through multiple bankruptcies and struggled to remain profitable, eventually closing its doors in 2016 under the weight of $1.8 billion in debt. Billionaire Carl Icahn later purchased the property, and it was rebranded as the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, giving the building new life. While Atlantic City draws millions of tourists with its casinos and nightlife, the city is also known for harboring an undercurrent of social challenges. One of the darker aspects of its tourism industry is the prevalence of commercial sex work, including cases involving human trafficking. Many sex workers arrive from other regions or even abroad through illegal trafficking networks. These workers, often coerced or manipulated, are exploited by individuals and networks that profit from the city's nightlife and tourism influx. New Jersey has implemented various strategies to tackle prostitution and human trafficking, recognizing the deep-rooted nature of these issues in cities like Atlantic City and Newark. A major initiative in this effort has been Operation Cross Country, a joint program between the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and state authorities. This nationwide operation focuses on dismantling trafficking networks and rescuing minors from sexual exploitation. Multiple cities across New Jersey have been targeted in these operations, showcasing the state's commitment to curbing both street-level and organized crime activities related to sex trafficking. Cities like Newark, with its extensive transportation hubs and entrenched socio-economic challenges, often see higher rates of prostitution. These urban areas struggle with widespread poverty and unemployment, conditions that make vulnerable individuals more susceptible to exploitation. Though the state's tourism industry, particularly in Atlantic City, has historically drawn those seeking entertainment, these attractions have also fueled darker industries, including trafficking and commercial sex work.
Primary goal is really the recovery of children, right? And so we definitely want to arrest those who have exploited children, but our primary goal is really to recover children, and then not only from the recovery standpoint, but providing them victim services to get them back home or back integrated into society.
New Jersey has also witnessed some of the most infamous criminal cases in American history, including the haunting John List family murders. In 1971, John List, a seemingly ordinary man living in the affluent town of Westfield, murdered 5 members of his own family, his mother, wife, and 3 children, in their home. After carefully arranging their bodies and leaving behind a confession letter, List vanished without a trace. His disappearance became a national mystery, and it wasn't until 18 years later, in 1989, that he was finally apprehended after his image appeared on the television program America's Most Wanted. The case remains a chilling reminder of the hidden tragedies that can unfold even in peaceful suburbs. Among New Jersey's cities, Camden has long held the unfortunate distinction of being one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. For years, it has appeared at the top of national crime rankings, with persistent issues such as violent crime, drug trafficking, and robberies plaguing the community. The city's challenges are deeply tied to economic decline. During the mid-20th century, Camden thrived as a manufacturing hub, but as factories closed and industries relocated, unemployment surged, leading to widespread poverty. With few job opportunities available, many residents turned to illegal activities, such as the drug trade, as a means of survival. By the early 2000s, crime rates in Camden were alarming, with frequent incidents of homicides, armed assaults, and robberies. Residents often lived in fear, especially in neighborhoods known for high levels of criminal activity. Social services and educational institutions struggled to meet the needs of the population, further exacerbating the cycle of poverty and crime. Despite recent efforts to reform the police force and invest in community programs, Camden remains a city marked by deep socioeconomic challenges. Another pressing issue facing New Jersey is the escalating opioid crisis, which has taken a devastating toll on its residents. According to data from USA Facts, a staggering 2,985 people in New Jersey died from drug overdoses in 2022 alone. This translates to approximately 32 deaths per 100,000 residents, placing New Jersey among the states with the highest overdose mortality rates in the U.S. since 1999. The rise in overdose deaths is closely linked to the proliferation of fentanyl and other synthetic opioids, which are far more potent than traditional drugs. In fact, in 2022, synthetic opioids were responsible for 83% of all overdose deaths in the state. The opioid epidemic has devastated communities, cutting across socioeconomic and racial lines and impacting both urban centers and rural areas alike. The crisis has evolved at an alarming rate. From 1999 to 2022, the overdose death rate involving synthetic opioids like fentanyl increased by an astonishing 88.3 times. Fentanyl, which is often mixed with other drugs without users' knowledge, has become the leading driver of overdose deaths, not only in New Jersey, but across the United States. Efforts to combat the crisis involve expanding access to treatment programs, distributing life-saving medications like naloxone, and increasing public awareness about the dangers of synthetic opioids. However, with the crisis still unfolding, the state faces an uphill battle to stem the tide of addiction and loss.